Well, good morning. Today is Wednesday, March 4th. We do have a birthday. Today is Dayton's grandma's birthday, but Dayton's grandma didn't tell me what her first name is. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Dayton's grandma. Happy birthday to you. Cha-cha-cha. Well, have a great day. It's kind of nice out here. It's 37. We had a few snow flurries while we were walking. Well, I was walking, but I had you join me. You were in my thoughts and prayers. So, but what was I going to talk about today? I was talking about it's a whole new day, a whole new start, and yesterday's in the past. If I had to do it all over again, I'd do it again. I know I would. I keep telling you that I'm living my life, and I think I figured out a way to do that. I enjoyed what I wanted to eat. I didn't sacrifice anything, and stayed within my points, adding on to my weeklies that way. But that's what the whole thing is about. That's why you get the weeklies, so that when you want to take that occasional splurge, which that was a splurge, you have the extra points that you can use. And I chose to use 20 of my weeklies. I do get 43 on the blue plan, so I'm glad I took them. I really do, because it really filled me up. I really didn't eat another meal, but then yesterday, right around 7 o'clock, which that's what time I eat my dinner usually, I kept thinking, you know what, it's dinner time. I should probably be eating dinner. But then I thought, are you hungry? And I wasn't hungry. And it was just psychologically, my mind told me it was dinner time. And so psychologically, I thought I have to go in the kitchen and make something for dinner. And I thought, no, I'm really not hungry. So I got a glass of water, and I thought, well, I'll wait a half an hour, and then I'll see if maybe I really am hungry. Maybe it's not just psychological. Maybe I really, truly am hungry. And no, I wasn't hungry. I didn't go to bed hungry, and I haven't woke up hungry. So I know that it was just my mind playing games with me. And sometimes we just have to overcome what our mind is saying. And it is all about mindful thinking and mindful eating, and just being aware of what you're eating and what you're putting in your body. And the name of the documentary that I watched on Netflix last week that I was talking about, it was called The Magic Pill. And it starts off that they're visiting an Aborigine tribe in Australia, and how healthy they were until civilization, I guess, came to them and started bringing them all of the sugary foods. And now they're all, just about all of them, are racked with diabetes and high blood pressure and, kidney disease and things like that. And they've asked them to bring their food out, and they were taught that Coca-Cola was a good breakfast item for their children. So all of their children started breakfast off with a big bottle of Coke. So I think a lot of times our manufacturers put their noses into things that really don't belong. I think that the biggest downfall of the reason that there's so many obese children and teenagers and young adults, I know there's a lot of old adults like me that are overweight, but I think that the reason we're overweight is because of our own choosing. We chose to eat poorly. We chose to go to the fast food restaurants and eat the candy bars and eat all of the fattening foods. Because if you really think back, I would think at least 50 and older, your families had a dinner every night, and it wasn't one that you ran to the fast food place and got a fast food dinner. It was a meal that your family made, and you had, for desserts, you had fruits and stuff like that. You had a cake was a big occasion, at least in my family. Cake was a big occasion. It was a birthday. We were very fortunate there was a birthday almost every month. So because there were 6 kids and my mom and dad, so there was 8. So, and then there was Easter, and then there was Christmas, and then there was other holidays in there where you'd get them. So, but we ate healthy. But I think that the spiral downfall of this future generations for their obesity came when we put vending machines in the schools. I really do believe that, because I think that when they had the choice of eating now I never bought my lunch at school because my family couldn't afford it, and back then they didn't have, programs like they do now to feed the hungry. So I brought a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And back then people weren't allergic to peanut butter. And you know what? I used to bring an egg salad sandwich on Fridays. I kept that in my locker, and I don't know how people sat by me. That had to smell. But everybody brought egg salad sandwiches. Everybody brought tuna fish sandwiches. So I mean, it just it really was a different time. And I'm guilty of this with my own children. I would run to McDonald's and just get McDonald's. And so it really started with me feeding my children poorly. We didn't eat at McDonald's a lot, but enough that they got the hankering for it. And I do find that my children feed their children a lot of fast food. Maybe not every day, but I think they tend to go with the fast food. And I know that the government's trying to do the right thing by having their food programs, making them take all the food, but if you're making a kid take an apple and put it on his tray just because that's part of the guidelines, and then you're allowing that child just to throw the apple in the garbage, no, that's like a waste of my taxpayer money. It's a waste of food, and you're not really educating the children, because why are they going to worry about eating that apple when they leave the lunchroom they can go to a vending machine and get a candy bar? So you're kind of defeating the purpose. The government's defeating the purpose. They ought to tell these giant corporations, get your vending machines out of our schools. If the parents want them to have the candy bars and the cookies and stuff like that, they'll pack them in their lunches. Because I know I went on a rant about this, but I just know how hard this is for me to lose my weight, and I don't want Sophia and Alyssa and David and Sebastian and Oliver to have to fight this when they get older, because if they don't learn their right eating habits at such a young age, it's going to be difficult. And I just wish I could have followed the pattern of my parents that gave me healthy foods, because I wouldn't be in the predicament I am in right now. But anyway, today is a new day, new start. Yesterday's in the past. If I could change yesterday, I wouldn't. I'd eat the same way. I'm going to be perfectly honest. I would eat the same way. But I'm going to eat healthy today, and just know that I can. And every day I know I can do a little bit better than I did the day before. And that's all we should strive to do, is just be a little bit better than we were the day before. And if you messed up at breakfast, then start again at lunch. And if you messed at breakfast and lunch, start again at dinner. And if the whole day is blown, start again tomorrow. It's just, that's what you have to do. You just have to do that. And anyway, so my plans for today is I'm going to go in and drink my water. Oh, I walked my 2 miles. I'm in a mile challenge with Mel from Mel's Weight Loss Journey, Carrie from Weight Watchers with Carrie, and Bee from Bee's Journey. So go over to their channels and see how they're doing with their walking. But we're only supposed to walk a mile, but as I've been told, I'm an overachiever. So I do walk 2 miles only because I enjoy it so much. But so I'm going to drink my water, and then I'm going to bring Jim to pick up his truck, because his truck is ready. And just stay on plan. I have a plan for today. I plan on following it. And like I said, yesterday was in the past. And I believe in myself. I really do. I believe that this is my year. And I believe that I'm going to make it this year. I just know it. I may not hit my 100 pounds by Easter, which was my initial goal. But before the end of the month, I'm going to hit my 85 pounds, because I told you I have 5-pound goals. I'm right now at 81 pounds lost. So I just have 4 pounds to go. I can do that before the end of the month. Pound a week. That's my goal. Pound a week. That means I'll get it by the end of the month. I'll get pretty close to my 100 pounds, but it's not out of sight. It's there, and I can see it. I can see it on the horizon, and I'm going to be hitting it. Okay, let's go in. Let's go see what Jim's doing. Okay, we're going to eat breakfast now. The other day on my Happy Meal, I showed you my cup that I got from Janice Withrow. It says, "You are a blessing." But I forgot to tell you what was on the inside of the cup. The inside of the cup says, "The bonds we have are everlasting." So here's my cup and my water. Today is Wednesday, March 4th. I started my day with a prayer. My quote is, "We are not perfect human beings, nor do we have to pretend to be one. But it is necessary for us to be the best versions of ourselves that we can be." So 23 points for the day on my blue plan. This is a 6-point breakfast, 4 points for a half of a Thomas bagel, 2 points for a Laughing Cow cheese, and 0 for my berries, banana, grapefruit tea, and water. So I still have 17 points left. The Spicer Pepper Jack is 1 point, but the Creamy Original, which I didn't realize when I picked up, is 2 points. So that's why I counted it as 2 points. I'm going to try the tea that Janice sent me. It's the White Withered Chelsea 1886 Afternoon Tea number 4. And I'm going to have a Thomas's Everything Bagel. And I wanted to make my breakfast look happy. And so let's go eat because I'm very hungry. Okay, for lunch I'm going to have a veggie platter with a cheese stick. This is the dip I use. It's 3 points for 2 tablespoons. I'm going to have another cup of tea. It is a 7-point lunch. 0 for my veggie platter with my tea and an egg. 3 points for 2 tablespoons of the dip, and 3 points for 3 of the Nannan bread, and 1 point for the cheese stick, so it's 7 points. Let's go eat lunch. I'm hungry. Okay, we're going to have dinner. We're going to have chicken sausage with some pineapple and cottage cheese and a Jell-O, some lemonade. These are the ingredients that I use. I use the French classic yellow, the 4% cottage cheese. The pineapple chunks are packed in its own juice. It scans at points, but I asked my guide, and they said as long as I don't eat drink the juice, it's 0 points. So I'm counting it as 0. And I do a mixture of 8 ounces of Simply Light lemonade for 1 point, and then 0 points for the diet cranberry juice. And that's the apple sausage that I'm using, which is 4 points. So it is an 8-point dinner. 4 points for my chicken sausage, 3 points for my half a cup of cottage cheese, 1 point for my lemonade, and 0 for the pineapple, mustard, and the Jell-O. It's an 8-point total, so I have 2 points that I'm carrying over. Well, hopefully I've proven to everybody, including myself, that you can go out and enjoy a meal that's a little overindulgence, like I did yesterday at the Outback, and get right back on track the next day, because I think I did pretty well today, staying on track and getting back. And it was in the middle of the week, too, for me, because my weigh-in days are on Saturdays. So a Tuesday is really pretty much Tuesday, Wednesday is the middle of the week. And I was determined not to wait until Saturday to start again. So it can be done. And it really wasn't that difficult. To truth be told, it really wasn't that difficult. I really didn't have that hard of a time doing it. So what else was I going to talk about? I wanted to tell you that in the links down below, I have listed A Girl and Her Phone and Kathy's WW Journey. Both did my tag that I did yesterday, a little bit of everything. So I'm going to put their links, so go over their channel and check out their answers. And what else was I going to talk about? Oh, I wanted to make it clear that yesterday when I was congratulating and singing to Deborah Korb, that I said that she's reached her goal of 134 pounds. You know, when I look back at the video, it sounds, the way I interpret it, is that she's got to her goal weight of 134 pounds. No. Au contraire. She actually lost 134 pounds. I don't know what she weighs, but she lost 134 pounds. And I'm just so proud of her. And I wanted to make that clear, that it's not that she got her goal weight of 134 pounds, that she's reached her goal by losing 134 pounds. So I'm just always amazed that people do so well. And really, you're all giving me so much encouragement this year, because I'm telling you, and I know that I say it a lot, but you know, I tell you all the time, if it's out in the universe, it's going to happen, that this is my year, and I am going to get there. I really am. It was, I think I might have Jim coming around to my way of thinking as far as losing weight. We were talking last night about, you know, things that you should talk about at any age, but obviously when you get older, you need to talk about them. And we were just talking about what would happen if one of us was to pass, you know, die, kick the bucket, hit the road, Jack. one of those things. But, you know, like, just basically where we stand as far as financially and what's going to happen and, you know, blah, 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 and all that. And when we were going to pick up his truck today, we just got talking about it again because we just wanted to put a finer point on some of the different things. You know, it's sad to say that Jim and I don't have a written will. We have a will from when my kids were under 21, and you know, we had a guardian and all of that. But we've accumulated a little bit of stuff since then. And so we were talking about making an appointment to go to a lawyer to draw up a will, and you know, power of attorney and all that good stuff. You know, you should have it no matter what your age, but like I said, especially when you get older, you need these things. But he was talking in the truck or the car when we were going to pick up the truck, and he said that, you know, he was just asking, just to point of reference, you know, how old his father was when he passed. And I said, just before his 73rd birthday. And then he said, well, what about my brother? Because Jim's terrible with things like that. And he said, what about my brother? And I said, you know, just before his 73rd birthday. And then Jim says, well, I'm going to be 71 this year. And he says, I better get cracking. He didn't say crack-a-lackin', but he says, I better get cracking. And I said, yeah, you really should, Jim. You really, really should. I don't know if it's so much that we brought the conversation. I don't even know why we brought the conversation up last night, but we, you know, it just kind of came out of the blue, and you know, you'd like to not think that you left things unresolved. So anyway, I don't know how we got on that. This death. I'm obsessed with death. I really am. I have been my whole life. I've been thinking I was going to be dead. I always thought I was going to die. When I was 16, I thought I was going to die a young death. And then when my father passed away at 58, I was convinced that I wasn't going to live past 58. My 58th year was by far my worst year ever in my life, because I went the whole year dreading that any moment was going to be the moment that I was going to die. And I'm very strong in my faith, and I really do believe I'm going to go to heaven. I'm going to see my family again, but I'm in no hurry. So shh, don't let St. Peter know that I'm talking about it, because I'm not ready. I'm not ready to go, as they say. So anyway, but another day, walked my 2 miles, stayed on track, stayed within my points. I'm trying to hold those 3-point weeklies over, because I don't want to go into them. I want to kind of carry them over. I really do think I'm going to have a full pound loss this week, because with my 1.2 gain last week, I really think it should have only been, at the most, 0.6 maybe, if that. So I'm hoping to at least lose half a pound this week, added to the half a pound I shouldn't have gained last week. I hope it's just was the scale. But I'm making a valiant effort, so, but whatever weight I lose, I'm going to be happy with. So if you're new to my channel, please try me out again. It's not always all about death and doom and gloom. And so please subscribe. Leave me a comment. What is your biggest fear in life? Yeah, that's a good question. What is your biggest fear in life? Mine is death, and I don't know why. I really don't, but mine is death. And hit that like button. See, I follow everything up with that, and share. And you know what? I'm doing everything they tell you not to do is touch your face, you know, I try not to. You know, the more they tell you that not to do it, the more you want to do it. But, so I'm going to keep telling you, follow your plan, follow your plan, follow your plan. See, I told you 3 times now. So that's kind of like you have to do it now. So I'll see you guys tomorrow.